Very good morning, a very good afternoon, a very good evening from wherever you're watching us from. Just look at Hoima Stadium. Hoima Stadium, inside Hoima Stadium. That's the beauty of Hoima Stadium. The last time they told us it was at 70%. You can actually confirm that seats are already in. Just look at the beauty. Just look at the beauty. Let me first give you a feel of what Hoima Stadium looks like. So interesting, so magnificent, so wow, 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 wow. This is what they call money. We are talking about 129 million US dollars of a project, a mega project for that matter. Of course, you'll remember Uganda will be co-hosting AFCON together with Kenya and Tanzania, and that's why the speed is so intense to have the stadium of Hoima actually fully complete. It's been a week ago when we actually came in here, and they're telling us about 70%. Probably now it must be at 80%. Looking at what is already here. Look at the seats in here. Very beautiful. The colors. I believe these colors represent Uganda's flag. I can see yellow. I can see black. I can also see red. That is a peculiar testimony that was Uganda's flag in there. Let's walk in here and look at what, when you talk about a mega project, what a mega project looks like. We are talking about AFCON 2027, and Uganda will be co-hosting the AFCON together with Kenya and Tanzania. But of course, it requires facilities, and one of them is going to be Hoima Stadium. I can also see some of the stuff in here. There must be a few things that are actually going to be installed in the stadium. It is an interesting conversation to have such a facility, to have a facility of this nature coming down, especially in the Nyoro sub-region. We are being specific about Hoima. Just look at that pavilion. You won't be able to suffer rain when you're actually in here because the stadium is fully covered to ensure that once you are here, you've paid your money to come and spectate a team of your choice. You should not suffer, but have fun, have fun, have fun. Wow, 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 wow. This is what we call a mega project. 129 million US dollars. And of course, the stadium construction did start in September 2024, and it is supposed to be complete by December 31st, 2025. But of course, the contractor, Suma, did confirm that they need to actually handle this stadium over to Ministry of Education before the real date of 31st of December 2025. We've had contractors, but this must be a little unique because most of the contractors actually ask for more extension of time so that they actually can deliver. But you have a contractor telling you, you know what, the time you actually gave me is too much. The time you gave me is too much. I can even deliver this before the real time, December 31st. Wow, 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 wow. Different colors have been actually installed in here. We are talking about seats. We are talking about a 20,000 seater stadium. We are talking about a 2,000 indoor arena. We are talking about a swimming pool. We are talking about a number of multiple facilities that actually be here. But of course, we are now inside Hoima Stadium. That's how it looks like. That's how it looks like. That's how it looks like. Has Nyoro gotten such a stadium or such a facility in the past? Trust me, no. But now we have a stadium coming through, and some of the conditions why actually Hoima did get a facility, because there are a lot of competitions. Some wanted it in Imbara, some wanted it in Fort, but because Hoima does have an international airport, which was one of the conditions. If you're going to have a stadium constructed somewhere, there must be an international airport. Remember, Hoima has an international airport called Kabalega International Airport, and that sits in Kabale sub-county. Kabale sub-county is in Hoima district, so it was one of the conditions. So we can confirm. Wow, so beautiful, so beautiful, so beautiful, so beautiful. Why not? Why not? Just look at the seats in there. Just look at the seats in there. We are taking you through Hoima Stadium, or a facility that is costing Uganda 129 US dollars. But of course, that will actually be able to enable the country be able to host AFCON 2027. But of course, Uganda will not host AFCON alone. It will be with Kenya and Tanzania. That will be so interesting. That will be interesting. We are just counting maybe 2027 is not so far away from now, and we'll be able to talk about AFCON 2027. Look at the seats in there. So interesting. Can I give you the sky? Can I give you the sky of what Hoima Stadium looks like? Hoima Stadium. Hoima Stadium. In there, I believe there are going to be international players coming through here, especially those that actually play from Uganda Premier League. I know some of them. Sadio Mane, Kadaso, Mo Salah. You look at a number of them, especially those from Africa, because AFCON will actually be hosting or East African and also African countries that actually do play for AFCON. But of course, qualifications has to be on. Not everyone will be able to actually get into this tournament or soccer. We're talking about AFCON. And how did the stadium get into here? In 2019, a family of late Dr. Rujumba did offer 10 acres of land to FUFA. Little did they know that Uganda, who at one moment actually bid for AFCON, but they actually offered 10 acres of land in memory of their late grandfather, Dr. Rujumba. Dr. Rujumba, how unique is he? He was the first veterinary doctor in Uganda, East Africa. So that's how unique he was. He was an educationist, but also a specialist. We are talking about vet. We are talking about a veterinary doctor who was the first one in Uganda, but not only Uganda, but also East Africa. But because he had done a lot for the country, so the family was like, what can we do for him in memory of him? They chose to offer 10 acres of land to them for in 2019, so that they'll be able to have a mini stadium in remembrance of him for what he had actually delivered. Because before he died, he wanted something for the project that would be able to glorify him, but also maybe be remembered. Little did they know midway. Then Uganda did bid for AFCON together with Kenya and Tanzania. And of course, when they're talking about which places or destinations were supposed to be actually cited out for AFCON, Hoima then become one of those, because 10 acres of land was fully available. But of course, that was not enough. But the family agreed to give an extension of 10 more acres to make it 20. And of course, that was paid by FUFA. But of course, still 20 was not enough. Still the family accepted more 14 acres of land were procured from the family to make it 34. Remember, we're talking about a number of facilities that are supposed to be here. So only 10 acres of land or 20 acres of land would not be able to accommodate all those facilities. But 34 acres of land have been able to accommodate those facilities. Just look at that. I believe this is a little dangerous, so I should not be able to go there because I can see construction actually happening. And it's a tour from FUFA delegations actually here to actually ensure that they actually look at how Hoima Stadium is steadily progressing. I, for one, I can confirm, as me Susuma, you are a company. Track on with. You a company. Track on with. We've had a lot of projects here. Stalled. Many of them stalled. Even when government has actually put in a lot of money. But look at MS Suma, who are actually proving that, you know what, things are very possible if corruption can actually be fought. Because it's not that companies cannot deliver, but corruption, money is given out or procured or appropriated. But then, does it actually do what it is supposed to do? Most of the times, it does not do that. But some people actually do take that money away. Of course, are denying people to actually get such of mega projects like Hoima Stadium. Just look at that. Did anyone actually see this coming? Trust me, a little people actually did know that this would come, and Uganda would be able to host AFCON, and then a facility of this style would actually be in here. If I can give you a little of zoom at what is being done over there, the Dutch company Suma are fully and fully here to ensure that everything moves as planned. Everything moves as planned. Just look at the beauty. Beauty, beauty, beauty defines Hoima Stadium. A 129 US dollars. The land was procured, 24 were procured, but 10 was offered by the family. Actually, today, during the FUFA General Assembly that happened in Hoima, they were able to recognize the family. But of course, the person actually died, but of course, hair was available, and some of the few family members were able to take home some prize and recognition for what they actually did for Uganda. It's not so easy for someone actually offer their land, 10 acres, especially in a city like Hoima, where land is extremely expensive. You do not take that for granted. You actually have to honor them, because if it was that going to be money, I believe that was going to be very, very expensive. But the family said, you know what, we have to remember our grandfather, a legacy for him. He was a strong man. He loved his country. What then can we do? Just offer 10 acres of land. At first, they're thinking about a school, they're thinking about any project, but they said, which one was better that would bring unity, a unifying factor? They thought of a stadium, but then it was supposed to be a mini stadium, because 10 acres were offered to FUFA in 2019. But later, along the way, then Uganda actually did qualify to host AFCON. And of course, the places or cities to host AFCON, then Hoima became priority, because actually land was available, but also some other conditions were available, like Kabalega International Stadium, that is about maybe 40 kilometers away from Hoima City, and that's very easy for people, especially footballers that are coming from Kampala or different parts of the country, to be able to fly in here and just find a few vehicles that can transport them from Kabale or Kabalega International Stadium to Hoima town. A mega project for the government of Uganda, a mega project for the people of Hoima, a mega project for the people of Uganda, a mega project for everyone. I know people that love sport, because there is going to be swimming pool here. Now Uganda can bid for more sport. Uganda now can bid for more sports activities. Yeah, but of course, if Uganda is going to host AFCON, a lot of facilities have to be put in place, like hotels, because they're talking about 4-star hotels and 5-star hotels. And Uganda or Hoima and Masindi are supposed to have about 20,000 bed capacity. But as we speak now, we only have a 3,000 bed capacity. That means you still have a balance of about 17,000. That's a lot. So investors that are across the country, but also outside the country, Uganda then, or Bunyoro, becomes a real destination for you to come and invest. Do we have a high-end bars, a high-end restaurants like Vejavas or KFC? Trust me, we do not have any of those. So if you have your money, you're in Uganda, you might be in Kampala, you might be in UK, you might be in Kenya, you might be in Tanzania, you might be in Dubai. So Uganda becomes an ideal place for you to come and invest in. So these are virgin opportunities, but of course you cannot invest if you do not have money. So people that have money, please, a destination for you to come and invest in becomes, of course, Uganda. Just look at the VVIP there. Hoima Stadium. Is this even at Namboli? Trust me, no. Is this a Nachivo Memorial Stadium? It is not there. It is just Hoima. It is just Hoima. Hoima is just extremely so unique. So unique. So unique. So unique. So unique. So unique and interesting a moment in here. Just look at Hoima Stadium. 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 I will be able to take you outside to have a feel of what the outside looks like. Is extremely so wow. So wow. Let me see if I can speak to a few people here. Let me see if I can speak to a few people here. I can speak to a few people here. If you're going to prove that it is a mega project, if you are going to prove this is a mega project, then you get to see Peter Otai taking selfies. Then you believe it is a mega project. You believe it is a mega project. How do you feel?
Thank you. I feel very great. I feel very happy as a Ugandan that we are having an ultra modern stadium like this one, that is the Hoima City Stadium. I have to say, I have been to stadiums around the East African region. I've not yet seen a stadium as good as this. Because if you go down from the ground floor to where we are right now, the first floor, I think, everything is just to the tick. That's the right word, to the tick. I'm telling you, beautiful stuff.
Just look at the seats there in the color.
I'm actually, yeah. One of the things that caught my eye is the way these guys played around with the four colors of Uganda. Because most people think that we have only black, yellow, and red, but there is white. If you look at your flag, look at how they played with that. Just look at that. You know, the black, the white, the yellow, and the red. See how they played with the national team there to make that beautiful. This to me is modern day art. This is beauty. This is beauty. And for those who appreciate the colors of the Uganda flag, it's from here that you'll actually appreciate the more how beautiful your national flag is. Look at that.
When you look at Peter Otai telling you that Uganda has invested in a stadium, and that's Hoima, a stadium. Many thanks, Peter.
Thank you very much. You need to visit Hoima to believe. Otherwise, some of you may think that we are lying, but we are here firsthand. Visit.
Some commentary.
Welcome to the Hoima City Stadium. We are live for a match, very first of its kind, Uganda up against Brazil, and the Uganda Cranes donning on their traditional red color are up against the Brazilians in their traditional yellow colors. Tonight, it's all about Kasongo over here, and of course we at Hoima.
Thanks for speaking to us. Thanks for speaking to us. How does it, what experience like looking at such a mega project Uganda?
One of the most beautiful things we would have felt is when you go to Hoima, the oil city, and see such a beauty and see such a creation. You know, I would like to take this opportunity to thank the President of Uganda, the Minister of Sports and Education, Mama Janet Kataha, and as well our President, FUFA President, Engineer Moses Asmu Magogo, and the Speaker of Parliament for having, you know, come up with the New Sports Act and the project to bring Pamoja to Uganda and East Africa. You know, this is why we see what we see here. This is close to South Africa. We are almost like close to getting close to Europe. So in the 6 months to come, just like the engineer said, we'll be flying in heights. Like a Matia Kasaija.
Many thanks for speaking to us. I know. Guys are not allowed to speak. How does it feel like looking at such a mega project? How does it feel like?
Very nice, very wonderful. In fact, this is more than beautiful.
Okay, thank you for speaking to us, Caesar Nafande. But of course, he's able to recognize that now we have a mega project happening in Uganda, and we're talking about Hoima Stadium. It's about $109 million of a project. It is supposed to be done, expected to be complete by December 31st, 2025. But of course, the contractor says that is going to be possible even before that time. We actually wait to see. But of course, given the pace, given the workers, they actually tell us that you have about 1,000 workers, especially those that are from the region. So you actually know how serious the company is, how serious the contractors are. The colors. I can see sand in there. Probably they're not trying to make the surface. They are trying to make the surface. And that's a mega project. It's a mega project for that matter. Why not? Can I take a second here? This is going to be VIP. That's work still going on. Yes. Let me walk you through here. Excuse me, you've thrown your lens. So let's walk in here and be able to appreciate what MS Suma company is doing, but also the government of Uganda. It's an interesting mega project, especially for sports lovers. Just look as we come out from the VIP. As we come out from the VIP, wow, wow, wow. It's another view in here. Those with the money won't actually come up here. The youths with some little money will actually be down there. Just look at that. Just look at that. Oh, it's not Europe, it's Uganda, it's Hoima, Bunyoro. It's not Europe, it's not Europe, my dear. It's Uganda. It's a mega, mega, mega project. 129 million US dollars. 129 million US dollars. But of course, that is only done by a government that loves sport, and Ugandan government has proven that they actually love sport. Look at the colors. Look at the colors. Just give Emasuma your contract. You will not regret. You will not regret. You will not regret. I can confirm. Just look at that. It's Hoima Stadium for you. It's Hoima Stadium for you. It's Hoima Stadium for you. And Uganda will be hosting AFCON 2027 together with Kenya and Tanzania. Everyone are taking pictures, selfies up here. So everyone has to prove that, you know what, as at Hoima Stadium, one of the unique stadiums Uganda's had. Actually, when you come to Hoima Stadium, you actually realize that in Nambola Stadium is just like a mini stadium, but of course, in terms of capacity, Nambola Stadium is still a little bigger. But in terms of beauty, trust me, Hoima Stadium takes it all. This must be Arsenal Stadium. This must be actually more beautiful than Arsenal Stadium. For people that love Arsenal, United Stadium is a little ramshackle, so I cannot compare it to Manchester United Stadium. But Arsenal Stadium, this is extremely more beautiful than even Arsenal Stadium. Fly Emirates! Wow, wow, wow. What a mega project. What a mega project. What a mega project. The surface is actually being worked on. That you can confirm given that picture you are seeing there. The surface is being worked on. The surface is being worked on. Surface is being worked on. By July 15th, they actually did confirm here to be history. They'll be done. But of course, the number of facilities outside there that's what would be done. You're talking about a swimming pool. You're talking about in the arena. You're talking about a 20,000 seater stadium. You're talking about a 20,000 seater stadium. Let's move out and be able to appreciate what is out there. Delegation from FIFA does visit Hoima Stadium. Delegation from FIFA. I can also confirm RCC Hoima, but Lumugari is here. Michael Kiakashari, Do you see the outside side? Do you see what is outside here? Do you see what is outside there? Oh, Hoima Stadium is a mega project. Just look at that. Look at Hoima Stadium. Beauty defines it. Beauty defines it. Hoima Stadium is defined by beauty. When you are talking about beauty, that's not complete. It's not complete. Still under construction. It's still under construction. Amazing job in here. Amazing work done by Emasuma contractors. They are a mega contractor. They are a mega contractor Uganda has ever had. You've not had a contractor like Emasuma before that delivers in time without asking for an extension. Most contractors do ask for extension, but Suma will tell you, no, the time you've given me is too much. I will deliver the project before the expected time. Just look at the designs. You have black in there, you have white in there, you have yellow in there, red in there, that defines Uganda's flag. I know most people recognize yellow, black, and red, but white, just check out Uganda's flag. White is equal in there. White is equal in there. So Hoima Stadium is defined by Uganda's flag. Hoima Stadium is defined by Uganda's flag. Wow, 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 wow. Hoima Stadium is defined by Uganda's flag. Red, white, black, and red, and black. Yellow in there. Wow, wow, wow. It's a mega project that Uganda's ever had. When you get here, you think Nambole is just like a stadium. When you get here, you think Nambole is just like a small stadium. But Nambole, remember, in terms of capacity, is bigger than Hoima Stadium. But in terms of beauty, Hoima Stadium takes it all. For soccer lovers, you've not gone to Arsenal Stadium, just come to Hoima Stadium. Hoima Stadium defines Arsenal Stadium because in terms of beauty, they are equally similar. I can tell you. It's quite similar. Quite similar. Wow, wow, wow. Let's look at the colors. Just look at the colors. Just look at the colors. The contractor is spot on. The contractor, I must assume, are just spot on. I've seen some mega projects also happening in Kenya. I've also seen some projects happening in Tanzania, especially ahead of AFCON 2027. But Uganda is proven that they are more ready. They are just ready to host the AFCON. Remember, after completion, CAF delegation will be able to come and inspect to authenticate that everything has been put right. As someone who has been able to visit the stadium, I can confirm everything has been put in order. Everything required for Hoima Stadium to host AFCON 2027 has been put in order. Everything is being put in order. And before December 31st, I'll tell you, breaking news, Hoima Stadium is fully complete. Wow, wow, wow. I believe Ugandans will be expecting to hear that happen. This is not going to be like Luvowa Hospital. This is not going to be like Pineti, but it is a mega stadium that is steadily moving in time. Ahead of time actually. Ahead of time actually. Just look at the work in there. Hoima Stadium. Hoima Stadium. Hoima Stadium. Hoima Stadium. It's Hoima Stadium. And we are getting inside there to give you a feel of how it looks like. It's a mega Uganda's project that is going to be able to facilitate Uganda to be able to host AFCON 2027. Just look at that. I must zoom at it, and they want to ensure that it's fully complete before the real date of 31st December 2025. Remember the timeline. It's supposed to be 31st of December. But according to schedule, they are saying they are fully moving on speed, and they actually may not get to 31st of December, but might be able to deliver the project before 31st of December. We are coming to you live, giving you minute by minute update of how Hoima Stadium looks like. Just look at a mega project happening in Hoima, Bunyoru sub-region. We are being specific in Uganda. And this is going to be able to actually enable Uganda to be able to co-host AFCON together with Kenya and Tanzania. Let's walk in there. We are talking about a 129 US dollars. We're talking about millions of dollars in here being invested in Uganda. A number of facilities have actually been put in here. And in the arena of 2,000 seater, you have a 20,000 seater stadium. That is actually happening in Hoima. That's what you're seeing there. And work is at 70% as per a week ago. But probably maybe they're at 80% because they actually did confirm before mid 15th of July. They'll be able to they'll be completing some of these facilities in here. Just look at how beautiful Hoima Stadium is. Just look at how beautiful Hoima Stadium is, courtesy of MS Suma. MS Suma is a mega contractor who are delivering beyond the expectation. Just look at that. Just look at the designing in there. Just look at the designing in there. You've not had a contractor like MS Suma before. It's MS Suma Tit. Just look at that. Just look at that. Fully in Uganda's flags, Uganda's colors. You are specific about white. I know most people do not recognize white, but white is part of Uganda's flag. You're talking about white, yellow, red, and black. Mega stadium happening in Hoima. As a poolside is almost complete. Is almost complete. Is almost complete. Just look at that view in there. This is not USA. It's not Europe. It's Uganda. Uganda, the pearl of Africa. It's Uganda, the pearl of Africa. Just look at how Waka is moving steadily. Everything at its best. Everything at its best. Indo Arena, 2,000 seater Indo Arena, 20,000 seater stadium. Oh, wow. A mega project that will be able to enable Uganda, Kenya, and Tanzania host the AFCON 2027. Has Uganda had such a mega project before? I can tell it's not had it, but has it now because it's almost complete. It's almost complete. We are talking about 1,000 Ugandan workers fully committed here to ensure MS Suma meets the deadline for the completion of Hoima Stadium. Hoima Stadium. Everyone is extremely busy doing their work. As someone tries to fix in there, to beautify in there. You are looking at a mega stadium, looking at a mega project. Then Hoima is a mega project. It's a mega project being delivered by MS Suma contractors. They are from Turkey, but they're doing an excellent work. They are doing an excellent work. Just look at beauty. Beauty is what defines Hoima Stadium for you. Beauty is what defines Hoima Stadium. Workers are fully committed, and will actually be here telling you, is Uganda taking on Algeria? Is Uganda, of course, I know Peter Otai will actually be here. Uganda, for the very first time, is hosting Algeria at the Homo Stadium in Hoima, and that is going to be very interesting. That is going to be very interesting. We just counting down to a few years. 2027 is not so far away from today, and Uganda will be hosting AFCON. But of course, what does that bring? It actually brings development in the region. Besides development, you're looking at hotels, hospitality. You're looking at people being able to sell their land to potential investors, and they're able to get a lot of good money. A swimming pool in there. Everything is being put in class. Anyway, no wonder they've delivered Amahoro Stadium in Rwanda. So they are just excellent. They are just excellent. Just look at the proper delegates in there coming out from the tour. Proper delegates coming out from the tour. They are appreciating. But this is a mega project. A mega project. An extreme mega project. An extreme mega project. An extreme mega project. Extreme mega project. An extreme mega project. An extreme mega project for Uganda. An extreme mega project for Uganda. Wow. 129 million US dollars. 129 million US dollars of a project in Hoima. Number of facilities still enable Hoima to be such a facility, including an international airport that is in Kabale. That goes for Kabalega International Airport. Oil and gas activities also happen in the region. A lot of activities. So Bunyoro is now a beehive of activities. This defines why you have a lot of developments happening in the region. This is very, very important. This is very, very important. Come and speak some English as an upcoming mayor. Come and speak some English. Sam is a colleague, but he wants to stand for Hoima City Mayorship, probably because of the mega projects happening, so he feels he has to be in charge. Well, I'll say a word for our people.
Good evening, my people. Good evening, Hoima. This is Samuel Baguma and aspiring mayor 2026-2031.
What do you make of the project?
Come again?
What do you make of the project?
I think this is a good investment, and we thank the government of Uganda under His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. Though I'm not part of his government, but at least I can appreciate. You know, it's better we appreciate the good thing that someone does. But I believe once we get into the new government, we shall see more of this.
Which one is the new government?
you know.
Which part are you?
I'm coming as an independent, but once I have a party, but because of my profession, once I come out and show out that I'm maybe following this party, of course I'll get some hatred from those guys.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much for speaking, class. There he is. He's a young boy, but he believes in leadership. We can only pray for him. We can only Kasongo yeye. Kasongo yeye. Kasongo yeye. Let's speak to Kasongo yeye. Ugandan, Kenya, UK. Let's speak some local language. Runyoro. Okuro tahabwe kisai kinu. Ibara.
Amabara ninyowe businga yahaya. Kasongo yeye. Mubali nangai. Yongsima habu abunyoro. Yankura neno izire. Nye mugirora ekisa kintu kigenda kuleta abantu baingi, kigenda kuleta abantu abala area ihangali yaitu, kigenda kuleta emirimo, kigenda kuleta munu hoteli zikora, so enu nkurakurana yamani munu, so tukusima mu Bunyoro runi mu Western kuba tuine ekintu project inkene itu atinka nyowe gwange ngusambire geira bokazanya ijano ni nyabaire engineer wa kiyalero ogwange ngumaziri mwebale muno.
Kale. He's a Kitara FC supporter, but also a bus driver. He actually ensures Kitara football team super. Someone wants to speak to us about the project. Exciting okirozi roto.
Wow. Saa kirungi muno. And I think buli omuntu gwango kubanza kwijano. Saa kino kyamaani okula kikunyirira. Mulima abasajja bakozere gwamaani kurura nti batufikya 11. First of all, mbara ninyo Victor Maction and the sports commentator on Radio 7 Uganda Masindi. Today tubairano Hoima. Tubairano Hoima nambali abaira karuruka koma fofa president era yasingula ekisanje kyakana kuru ati yagenda kuba natuvuga after twajja okulambula akisaye kya Hoima City Stadium ekisangelo kakiroziro okuhona hatukenturambura artwork kanungi basajja bakozere mulungi muno abasuma, and I'm appreciative. Actually, this is the best we have ever seen in Bunyoro, the land of Kabalega. That is it. Yeah.
What does it mean for the sports lovers?
I
Especially
think-
looking at talent identification and facilities.
Well, for the sports lovers, I think they are going to enjoy. I'm very sure more talents are going to be discovered from this place, and more players are going to play on the international scene. Because of this, we have lacked these facilities, but for the first time in Bunyoro, we have received one, and it has been built by the government of Uganda. So I'm very sure our talents are going to be discovered. Our footballers that are skilled are going to add in more because everything is here. And within Bunyoro and Uganda, people are going to benefit, especially now. For example, here some people are already working; they are employed. And after the construction of this pitch, I expect more hotels to be built around and other activities that will help people to earn a living.
Okay, man, thanks for speaking to us.
All right.
He confirms talent identification, development of the region. That is no doubt. It is going to be so because you are going to have a number of investors coming in the region because of such mega projects that are happening in Bunyoro sub-region. Why not appreciate government? Why not appreciate government? For they've delivered for the very first time a mega project with no issues of corruption. You know, most of the projects you always have queries coming out, especially from the Auditor General's report. But you have a mega project, 129 million US dollar project, and there are no queries of corruption. Why not appreciate government? Could it be that maybe because of timeline about AFCON? I certainly cannot confirm. But it is because probably it is because of the timeline. It's the money. Then you lose out AFCON. Remember, AFCON, after the construction, CAF delegation will be able to come here, inspect to confirm if everything has been put to standard to be able to host star players, different parts of Africa. Remember, Uganda, Kenya, and Tanzania. AFCON Pamoja will be happening in East Africa for the very first time. Does Uganda, East Africa have facilities? A lot of facilities are being put in place. But in Kenya, I did see a number of stadiums being put right. We are talking about facelifting. We are talking about new stadiums being constructed. For instance, in Uganda, Nachivubo War Memorial Stadium is up to standard. You have Nambole or Mandela National Stadium that is up to standard. That confirms how serious East African countries are fully serious to ensure that AFCON comes to East Africa. Interesting. That's Hoima Stadium for you. That's Hoima Stadium for you. That's Hoima Stadium for you. Why not? Why not? Until we see again, Hoima, Bunyoro, Uganda, East Africa, I love you. See you.